Was another morning filled with silence in the vast mansion of billionaire CEO Richard Lane, once known for his booming laughter and tireless energy. Richard was now a ghost of the man he used to be. His world had collapsed the day his only daughter, Amelia, became paralyzed from the waist down after a devastating car accident. At only 9 years old, Amelia had been a cheerful, brilliant, and active girl. Now she barely spoke. She didn't smile. And she hadn't taken a step in over a year. Doctors had given up. Therapists called her a complex case. They tried everything: modern medicine, high-end therapy, private hospitals overseas. Nothing worked. Her spine had suffered severe trauma, and all hope of her walking again was slowly fading. Richard, once one of the most powerful men in the business world, spent his nights sitting beside his daughter's bed, brushing her hair, hoping for a miracle. But Amelia had stopped speaking completely, as if her voice was paralyzed too. Her sadness was heavier than her injury. One rainy afternoon, Richard held yet another meeting with a new set of doctors at his estate. Amelia sat quietly by the large window, staring outside. The sky was gray, just like her eyes now. That's when the knock came. Not on the front door, no. The knock came from the side entrance, used mostly by staff and deliveries. The butler answered, confused, and found a tall man in his 30s standing there, holding the hand of a little girl. Good afternoon, the man said calmly. I heard Mr. Lane is looking for help for his daughter. The butler raised an eyebrow. Do you have an appointment? No, the man said. But I believe I can help her. Moments later, Richard found himself staring at the stranger in his foyer. The man wore no suit, just a worn leather jacket and jeans. His daughter, perhaps 7 or 8, stood close beside him. Her face lit up the room with innocence and warmth. I don't have time for jokes. Richard muttered. This isn't a joke, the man replied. I'm James Carter. My daughter Lily was paralyzed 2 years ago in a hiking accident. The doctor said she'd never walk, but she walks now. Lily nodded, then stepped forward. I used to be like your daughter, she said softly, but Daddy helped me. Richard felt something shift inside him. You're not a doctor? No, James said. I'm a single dad. I work construction. But I refuse to let the system define my daughter's future. I created my own therapy based on trust, patience, nature, and time. I can try to help Amelia, if you'll let me. Richard hesitated. It sounded ridiculous. But then he looked at Lily, bright eyes, confident steps. Her gait wasn't perfect, but she was moving, living. He turned to his assistants. Cancel the next doctor, let him try. James didn't begin with machines or medical jargon. The next morning, he brought a small box of clay, a few colored pencils, and a radio. Amelia sat in silence as he entered her room. Hi, Amelia, he said gently. I'm James. This is Lily. We're going to play today. That okay? Amelia didn't answer. She looked at him, then at Lily, who waved and sat next to her. We brought music, Lily smiled. Want to listen? Amelia shrugged. James played soft jazz, then folk music, then a Disney song. Slowly, Amelia's fingers tapped her chair. By the third day, she smiled faintly when Lily joked about drawing the worst-looking cat ever. On the 5th day, James placed a soft ball on the floor. You don't have to move it, he said. Just touch it with your toe. Amelia stared. Minutes passed. James said nothing. He just waited. Then, almost imperceptibly, her foot shifted. The ball rolled half an inch. Lily clapped. You did it! That night, Richard cried for the first time in years. Not out of pain, but hope. Weeks passed. James worked with her daily, no pressure, no deadlines. They played, talked, built puzzles, drew pictures. He spoke to her like a human, not a patient. Slowly, Amelia's legs twitched more. Her laughter returned. Her voice returned. One day, Richard walked into the room and saw Amelia trying to stand James, holding her gently. Lily cheering. She wants to try steps next week, James said. We'll take it slow. Asterisk Richard walked over and held his daughter's hand. Thank you, he whispered. Asterisk James smiled. She's doing it, not me. Then came the day they had all been waiting for. Amelia walked. Asterisk it was shaky, wobbly, and only 5 steps, but she walked. Richard dropped to his knees. My baby, he sobbed. Asterisk Amelia looked at him and whispered, Daddy, I don't hurt anymore. Asterisk months later, Amelia ran across the lawn, playing tag with Lily while Richard and James watched. Asterisk I want to help others too, Amelia said one night. Like James helped me? And she did. Together, they opened a foundation-free therapy for children whose families couldn't afford help. James led the program. Lily helped kids adjust. Amelia became its shining face. Asterisk Richard no longer sat alone in silence. He had a daughter full of life, a best friend in James, and a mission that healed others just like it healed them. Asterisk all because one single dad knocked on the door and said, Let me help her. Asterisk and he did.